FM 95.4.
Let's talk.
Hello and welcome to the Midday Update. These are the top headlines from our newsroom today. More than 3,000 people vaccinated in the Sultanate. Ministry of Health publishes instructions regarding COVID-19 vaccine. No side effects among those who took COVID-19 vaccine in Oman. Changes on Oman's horizon for 2021. Oman since Antiquity Encyclopedia launched at National Museum. First batch of Chinese COVID-19 vaccine arrives in Turkey. Experts warn of catastrophic post-holiday COVID-19 surge in US. 4 new COVID-19 variant cases reported in Sweden. Over 10 million children to suffer from acute malnutrition in 2021, according to UNICEF. TV snatch late win after Fawad Rizwan blockathon. Very difficult for Barcelona to win La Liga amidst Koeman. Gabriel Clemens falls to Poland's Ki Krzysztof. These are the top headlines of the day. Let's see how the weather looks like in the Sultanate in our weather update.
Hi, my name is Meitha El Shukaili for today's weather update. And right now, I'm outside the TFM studio in Al Khuwair. Before we move on to weather, here's our fact for the day. In Antarctica, snowfall can fall so hard to the point where you can't even see your hand in front of your face. That's our fact for the day. Now join me inside the studio and let's talk more about weather. According to Oman Meteorology and Civil Aviation Authorities, there will be mainly clear skies over the rest of the Sultanate with chances of late night to early morning low-level clouds or fog patches in parts of Al-Wusta and Dhafar. And now let's take a look at how the weather will be like in all the governorates. Muscat will be sunny, temperatures between 23 to 16 degrees Celsius. Musandam will be sunny, temperatures between 22 to 17 degrees Celsius. North Al-Batana will be sunny, temperatures between 23 to 16 degrees Celsius. South Al-Batana will be sunny, temperatures between 23 to 13 degrees Celsius. Al-Buraymi will be sunny, temperatures between 25 to 15 degrees Celsius. Al-Dhahira will be sunny, temperatures between 25 to 15 degrees Celsius. Al-Dakhiliya will be sunny, temperatures between 24 to 14 degrees Celsius. North Al-Sharqiyya will be sunny, temperatures between 25 to 13 degrees Celsius. South Al-Sharqiyya will be sunny, temperatures between 22 to 16 degrees Celsius. Al-Wusta will be partly cloudy, temperatures between 24 to 17 degrees Celsius. And Dhafar will be sunny, temperatures between 25 to 14 degrees Celsius.
Welcome back to TTV. You're watching Midday Update. Let's see how the COVID-19 situation looks like in the Sultanate today. The Ministry of Health officials in Oman has announced the registration of 2 death cases today. This has taken the total death toll in Oman to 1,499. The Ministry of Health officials has also extended their deepest condolences to the families of the deceased. Moreover, the health officials has also announced the registration of 148 new coronaviruses in Oman today. The total cases in the country have now touched 128,867, including 121,890 recoveries and 1,499 deaths. According to Ministry of Health, in the past 24 hours, 276 recoveries were also reported. The ministry urged everyone to adhere to social distancing instructions issued by the Supreme Committee and the Ministry of Health. Now from a local desk. More than 3,000 people in the Sultanate have vaccinated with the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine during the last 3 days, the Ministry of Health said on Wednesday. A statement issued online by the Ministry of Health said the number of people who were vaccinated with the Pfizer vaccine is the first phase of the national campaign for immunization against COVID-19 in the Sultanate reached 3,363, and the full coverage rate in the Sultanate was 15.7%. In addition to that, the Ministry of Health has also published the most important instructions that people must follow regarding COVID-19 vaccine. A statement issued online by the health official said, the most important instructions should people follow with regard to COVID-19 vaccine, initiate a quick response and go to the health institutions as soon as you are notified that you're in the vaccine target group, and commitment to take the second dose of the vaccine 21 days after the first dose, in order to obtain the desired efficacy, as a single dose of the vaccine is considered ineffective. They also said that the effect of the vaccine begins 7 days after the second dose is taken, and before that, the person is still susceptible to infection and should go to the health institutions for evaluation if any symptoms of the disease appear. Continue to adhere to other preventive measures such as hand washing, wearing a mask, and physical distancing after taking the vaccine doses, as taking the vaccine will not cancel the need for these measures. And lastly, they said that do not pay attention to rumors and take the information about the vaccine from the reliable official sources. Now, Omanis who have been administered the COVID-19 vaccine have said that they have felt no side effects since and have urged others in the country to get vaccinated when called upon to do so. The country began its public vaccination drive against the coronavirus on Sunday, with healthcare workers treating COVID-19 patients, the elderly, those with low immunity and chronic ailments first in line to be vaccinated. One of them was 85-year-old Musabba bin Abdullah al-Nasri from the Wilayat of Rostaq in South Al-Batina. Speaking to the Times of Oman, he said, I was vaccinated on 27 December after being contacted by staff in TV, since I'm one of the people included in the groups of those eligible for the vaccine. I am above the age of 65 and suffer from chronic diseases that includes heart disease, blood pressure, and cholesterol. I have not been out of the house for 9 months since the start of the pandemic, and have followed all the precautionary measures that the Ministry of Health, Oman TV, and the concerned authorities in Oman have been publishing. Describing the quality of care shown to him at the health center, he said, I did not suffer any discomfort from the vaccine needle, nor was I afraid or worried at all, because I trust the government authorities regarding the safety of the vaccine. I had a normal day, which I spent playing with my children and grandchildren. The healthcare staff took good care of me from the time I entered the center until I left, Al-Nasri revealed, also adding that, I would like to thank all the workers at the Ministry of Health for their great concern shown to me. The vaccine is very safe, and taking it is the only way to prevent infection from the disease. While also adhering to the precautionary measures, I encouraged many of my friends over the phone to go and take the vaccine and fall prey to rumors circulated online. Now, another of those who was administered the vaccine was Qasim Muhammad al-Shihi from Wilayat Bukha in Oman's northern governorate of Musandam. He was eligible for the vaccine as a frontline health worker and asked people to not be swayed by the unfounded rumors they might see online or hear from friends. He said that I was happy to receive the vaccine, which was administered by the Directorate General of Health Services at 10 a.m., which was a part of the celebrations for the inauguration of the Khasab Polyclinic. I received the vaccine on 28 December. So far, I have only felt a little pain at the site of the injection, but nothing more. The hospital staff did inform me of the possibility of developing other side effects such as headaches, fever, and body pain, but so far I have experienced none of them. Al-Shehi once again reiterated the importance of not listening to spurious claims about the vaccine and taking information from legitimate sources. Now, a number of measures designed to help Oman grow will come into effect from Friday, January 1st. In 2021, single-use plastic bags will no longer be available in stores as part of the government's plans to safeguard the environment for the future generations. Expats will also be able to move between companies in a freer manner with the no objection certificate, commonly known as NOC, being scrapped. Electricity and water subsidies could also be steadily phased out and 1 riyal out of every 100 Omani riyals earned by Omanis every month will go to the job security system. As part of the country's Omanization efforts, expatriate lawyers will no longer be able to practice in courts. This aside, a value-added tax on selected goods and services is expected to come into effect on 16th April 2021, in addition to many government units expanding their online operations. Shahswar Al-Bulushi was the head of the Tanfeed labor labs that worked on the processes around the scrapping of the NOC. The NOC was firstly brought in to regulate the movement of expatriate labor in the country because it was felt that there was too many expats in the country and the need was to prioritize opportunities for Omanis, he said. He also continued saying that during the COVID-19 pandemic, a lot of expatriates left, so the balance between Omanis and expats has now shifted more in favor of the locals. This means there are now more opportunities available for locals, and there will be even more when the economy picks up again. So it was decided to encourage free movement of expat workers again. Oman is also working towards attracting foreign investment, so free movement of labor will encourage more investors to seek out this market, Al-Balushi said. Now, adding to this, Dr. Hisham Magid, the head of the Faculty of Business and Economics at the Modern College of Business and Science, said, "With this, both employer and employee are winners. The employee is happy he can get a better job. The employer can hire from the local market without wasting resources searching abroad for a candidate and training them all over again." Commenting on the planned phasing out of the electricity and water tariffs, he said the plans had been drawn up so that customers in the country would be able to adjust to the new rates over the planned 5-year period rather than feel the shock of the increase in cost all at once. Al-Balushi also added here that the money going here could be used for investment into projects for economic expansion or used for social development, particularly in those areas that most need it. There are some who still need these tariffs, the vulnerable section of society, for example, but that is not true of those who are earning well among Omanis and expats or large companies that have more than enough capital to pay for these utilities. A ceremony was held at the National Museum on Wednesday to launch an encyclopedia titled Oman Since Antiquity Photo Illustrated Historical Record. The encyclopedia, consisting of 4 large relics, reconstructs Omani history and showcases images spanning a period of more than 7,000 years. Oman Since Antiquity was compiled in response to the late His Majesty Sultan Qaboos bin Said bin Taimur, and it has been supervised by Muhammad Al-Zubair, the late Sultan's retired advisor for economic planning affairs. The National Museum has been the leading institution that lends support to this project and other projects. The project was launched by Saleh Muhammad Al-Mahrouki, who's the Minister of Heritage and Tourism, also the chairman of the National Museum's Board of Trustees. The first part of the 4-section encyclopedia chronicles the pre-Islamic era in Oman. The second part extends from the time of advent of Islam into Oman, which is between 629 to 630 AD, to pre-Renaissance period that ended upon Sultan Qaboos' accession to power in the country in 1970. The third and fourth sections cover the modern Oman Renaissance period that concluded upon the demise of Sultan Qaboos and the accession to power by His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq on 11 January 2020. Featuring a collection of pictures and infographics, the encyclopedia also includes a videotaped film of various stages of compilation. These were all the stories that we had from our local desk. It's time for a quick commercial break, but stay tuned as we have more updates from our international desk.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
Welcome back to TTV. You're watching Midday Update. Now from our international desk. The first batch of China's COVID-19 vaccine has arrived in Turkey yesterday. The first batch of 3 million doses of China's Sinovac COVID-19 vaccine arrived in the Turkish capital Ankara early Wednesday. Mass vaccination will start following 14 days of tests, Turkish health minister tweeted on Wednesday. He said that as soon as the tests are completed, our vaccination program will take place under the coordination of the General Directorate of Public Health. Turkey on Wednesday reported 15,692 new COVID-19 cases, rising the tally to 2,194,272, including 20,642 deaths and 2,078,629 recoveries. As lots of Americans are heading home or traveling for holidays, public health experts are warning of another possible catastrophic COVID-19 surge that could hit the United States hard. Holidays have proven to be a catalyst of COVID-19 infections across the country. The United States have witnessed significant upticks in infections during or after holidays earlier this year, with the largest surge in infections, deaths, and hospitalizations appearing after Thanksgiving. The virus transmission that took place during the Thanksgiving period also has brought many health systems across this country to the brink of failure, and we are still not yet finished seeing that impact, said John Brownstein, who's the Chief Innovation Officer at Boston Children's Hospital. U.S. top infectious disease expert Anthony Fauci warned that an already rising tide of coronavirus infections may get another boost as Americans flock together for Christmas and New Year celebrations, despite warnings from public health officials. We very well might see a post-seasonal in the sense of Christmas and New Year surge, as I have described it as a surge upon a surge, Fauci told CNN. Fauci, director of the U.S. National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, said on Tuesday that the United States is in a coronavirus surge that has just gotten out of control in many respects. He said the recently holiday travel period could make January even worse than December. The country has witnessed more COVID-19 deaths in December than in any other month since the outbreak of the pandemic, according to the COVID Tracking Project. December is already the deadliest month since the beginning of the pandemic in the United States, said the Tracking Project, which reported record high COVID-19 hospitalized cases of 124,686 across the country on Tuesday. Now, Sweden has reported 4 cases of a new, more contagious COVID-19 variant first discovered in Britain, the country's public health agency confirmed yesterday. We always expected to find further cases of this new virus strain. This shows that our extended efforts to analyze and handle cases have been fruitful, state epidemiologist Anders Tegnell said in a written statement. To curb the spread of the variant, Sweden on December 21st introduced an entry ban on arrivals from Britain, which Swedish citizens were exempt from. It also barred travelers from neighboring Denmark following reports of COVID-19 variant cases there. Now, more than 10 million children in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, northeast Nigeria, the Central Sahel, South Sudan, and Yemen will suffer from acute malnutrition in 2021, the United States Children's Fund, commonly known as UNICEF, said on Wednesday. All of these countries and regions are expecting dire humanitarian crisis while also grappling with intensifying food security, the coronavirus pandemic, and the exception of the Central Sahel, a looming famine, the UNICEF said. For countries reeling from the consequences of conflicts, disasters, and climate change, COVID-19 has turned a nutrition crisis into an imminent catastrophe, UNICEF Executive Director said. She added that families already struggling to feed their children and themselves are now on the brink of famine. We can't let them be forgotten victims of 2020. Severe acute malnutrition is the most extreme and visible form of undernutrition. Children with severe acute malnutrition have very low weight for their height and severe muscle wasting. It is a major cause of death in children under 5, and its prevention and treatment are critical to child survival and development. Through 2020, in spite of COVID-19 challenges, UNICEF and its partners continue to deliver life-saving assistance to the most vulnerable children and their families in the hardest to reach areas through adjustments on the existing programs to maintain and increase access. With the situation feared to worsen in 2021, UNICEF called on humanitarian actors on the ground in these countries, as well as the international community, to urgently expand access to and support for nutrition, health, and water and sanitation services for children and families. UNICEF has appealed for more than $1 billion to support its life-saving nutrition programs for children in countries affected by humanitarian crisis over 2021. It's time for a quick commercial break, but stay tuned as we have more updates your way from a sports desk.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
Welcome back to TTV. You're watching Midday Update. And now continuing the rest of the stories from a sports desk. New Zealand boosted their hopes of reaching with the ICC World Test Championship final after securing a 101-run win against Pakistan in the first test on Wednesday. With this win, New Zealand not only gained a 1-0 lead in the test series, but also moved closer to the number 1 spot in the ICC Test Team rankings. The side will confirm their place on the top if they clinch the series. Day 5 of the first test was an emotional joyride, with Fawad Alam and Pakistan skipper Mohammad Rizwan weathering the storm in their first 2 sessions. It almost looked like the game will be drawn as the duo stitched the 8th longest 4th innings partnership of all time. However, New Zealand pacers denied visitors a draw as Pakistan lost all 6 wickets in the concluding session of the match. For Fawad, it was like a rebirth as he hit a test century after 11 years. The left-handed batsman has recorded 100 on his debut in July 2009. Now, Barcelona manager Ronald Koeman has admitted that it is very difficult for his side to win this season's La Liga. Koeman's remarks came after the team was held to a 1-1 draw by Eibar on Tuesday. I'm realistic, it will be very difficult to be champions. Nothing is impossible, but you have to acknowledge the gap. Atletico look very good to me, very strong. They don't concede many goals. Goal.com quoted Koeman as saying. However, Barcelona currently hold the 6th position on the La Liga table with 25 points, 7 points shy of joint leaders Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. Gabriel Clement's run at the PDC World Darts Championship came to a disappointing end. The 37-year-old player from Germany's Western Saarland state lost his round of 16 match in a deciding 7th set to Krzysztof of Poland. The German number 1 said that it's best not to say anything when he was asked what to say after such a match. He did concede, though, that he was angry with himself after missing umpteen winners. Despite the disappointment, claimants did make darts history at London's Alexandra Palace by becoming the first German to make it to the last 16 at the World Championship. The match is also reported to have attracted a television audience in Germany of more than 1 million viewers. These were all the stories from our studio today. But before we sign off, I, on behalf of TTV's team, would like to wish all our viewers out there a very happy new year. May this year bring joy, fun, happiness, and no COVID, inshallah. Keep safe, stay home, and make sure to adhere to all the precautionary measures issued by the Ministry of Health in the country as well as the Supreme Committee for your own safety. And also not to forget to watch TTV.
You've just heard the live feed from the TTV studios on TFM 95.4. Let's talk.